Hello, my name is Christina and I'm a project manager at CloudChoice. Today we are going to learn how to set up Freshdesk Freshservice app in order to synchronize those two modules of Freshworks services. So the very first thing that we need to start with is to find the API key of account admin user. This is very important. You need API key only of account admin user. In order to get API key in Freshdesk, we need to go to the profile settings and copy the API key. So this is my notebook where I have this information. The same thing we need to do with the Freshservice. So I go to Freshservice, profile settings, and copy the API key here as well. So you can do the same as me, just have a notepad with this information that you will need further. The second thing that we need to know is the subdomain name, your Freshdesk and Freshservice. Sometimes it is easy, like here, this is my subdomain. But in case of changes in your URL, like here, you need to go to admin, helpdesk, and click on the edit portal. This is where you can find the subdomain that you need. Copy and paste it into your notepad, like I have here. So these are all the preconditions that we need, and now we are ready actually to install the app. So we go to admin. I'm currently in Freshdesk, but you will need to do the same for Freshdesk and Freshservice. So we start with the Freshdesk. That's where I find apps, get more apps, and you can either find it here or just search. So Freshservice app for Freshdesk, this is the one that I need here. So click on install, enter your Freshdesk subdomain. This is what I need here. Then you need the API key, which I also have it handy. Now you need the same information for your Freshservice account. Okay, once we have this information entered, we need to click on the Authenticate button. This is where one of the settings, if you want to add existing conversation from Freshdesk as a private note in Freshservice, you need to check this checkbox. It means that the history of the Freshdesk ticket will be automatically added to your Freshservice ticket as a private note. Click Next. So when ticket status is updated in Freshdesk, do you want to get this notification in Freshservice as a private note or you don't? If you have a note headed, do you want to see this note in Freshservice automatically or you don't? So it's up to you. Once we are done here, let's click on the install button. See, our app is successfully added to the list of your apps. Now you need to do the same with the Freshservice account. So I'm going to my Freshservice admin and looking for the apps. Here they are. Basically doing the same. This is the app that we need. Click on install. So you add in the same information, Freshdesk subdomain, which I have here, API, now Freshservice, okay, and click on the button. Basically we have the same, the ticket is updated or a note is added to the ticket in Freshservice. Do we want to have this information in Freshdesk ticket? If you don't, then you can always select do nothing, but I prefer to have all that information so you can track all the details and not to miss anything, and click on the install button. Here we have the new app installed in Freshservice. So this is where the installation part is done, and the only thing we can do now is to test if it really works. This is where I'm going to Freshdesk in order to create a new ticket. The very important thing here that you need to pay your attention to is that you need to assign the ticket to the right group and to an agent. So you cannot just leave this field empty. Okay, create. Okay, we have a ticket created. we can add like a note here or reply. Now let's go to Freshservice and see if the ticket was created and the note added. And here we have our Freshdesk Freshservice ticket with the note that I added earlier. So yeah, it works. That's what our testing proves. You can reply here. Okay, let's go to Freshdesk and see if it will reflect there. So yeah, absolutely, I have it here. The only thing now I can do is to close my ticket. Okay, I closed the ticket in Freshdesk. Now let's go to Freshservice and see if there is any update on the status change. Absolutely, the status has been updated from open to closed. So I know that the ticket was closed in Freshdesk, and now I can do the same in Freshservice. I hope this video will be helpful for you, and there shouldn't be any difficulties setting up the same thing for your system.